Is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Dororo, I am actually freaking out, guys. I am a man who is pretty keen to reading into stuff that I am noticing, and because of that, I'm usually very, very skeptical when I start to see things that give me a reason to be skeptical, So, oh my god, that move was sick. We get this week's episode, and oh my god, that was dirty. We see that everything we pretty much know about the character, or the person that's really becoming more and more human as the time goes, and he's getting his body parts back. He isn't even the guy. The title of the show isn't even named after him. So if you think about that, that is probably one of the most scariest things they could do in a show. That's like naming the show Attack on Mikasa, and the whole entire time we've been following around Aaron Yeager. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't that doesn't sound good for Aaron Yeager. You know what I mean? And that's what this show just pretty much did to me, which was like, hey, this show is Dororo, and you know who Dororo is? That's the kid who's side by side with this guy. It's not even our main character. So I hope you understand that. So it's like, all right, well, I hope they're both okay, even though this show's named after a kid who has, maybe more time to live than our main guy who's getting all of his body parts and then fighting with them and getting injured. So I don't know. Stuff like that scares me. But anyway, this episode probably has one of the most dopest like boss fights in it, because not only does it kind of have this weird way of taking people and not even destroying them, but at the same time, it actually was taking it actually did try to take some human guys, and it just ended up absolutely just destroying them. So we're looking at a demon who literally only preferred women, and once he got them, he didn't do what we would expect and eat them. He just kind of slowly absorbed them, or I guess maybe just kept them on hand or something. I'm not really sure, because at this point it seemed like he could have destroyed her at any time, just like the other people that he does. But something about the women and the women that they were sacrificing, he cared to keep them alive a lot longer. So I'm not honestly sure what the end game goal was for this thing, because our main characters don't really care to talk to these demons. They just take them out and keep it pushing. So we get to see an absolute crazy, crazy boss fight with a two-handed centipede that pretty much controls this black cloud. So once it is in this cloud, shrouded in it, it cannot be hurt by the sun. So pretty much, not only is it vulnerable to just sunlight in general and can get hurt by it, it has its own technique to hide from it completely and to be able to move around freely pretty much at all times. Not to mention, fire was something that was doing quite a bit of damage, but by the centipede being so long and being able to spread its body out much further than the fires could spread, it pretty much got nullified. So very, very smart monster on top of everything that it's already, shown to be capable of doing. It's over here pretty much just proving the point that it don't care about nothing you're doing. It's just gonna counter it with anything it can do. And by it having such hard shells and by it having like such hard skin, it was already like confirmed for me that there was really no way to get in on it with the technical means. But with our character gaining his voice and really not caring to use it, we finally seeing him use it was a way just to show that not only was he scared for the life of the person that the Dororo, he was completely scared of probably being alone, you know? Like, he literally just lost one of the most beautiful singing and voices he's heard, and now he was about to lose someone that actually cares to stay by his side time in and time again. So he definitely was like yelling, letting out these wails, and because of it, it woke him up. And you got to remember, when the black smoke actually shows up, he can't. Our main character, who's already blind and uses his eyes to see the souls, he already can't see anything because all of this black smoke is created by the same monster. So the black smoke actually has the monster's essence within it, which then in case gives it the feel and look of the demon's power, but just everywhere, just a mass of it. So it was super, it was just throwing him off, in my opinion. And because of it, it was like he was blind again for the first time and couldn't really tell where the monster was. He could just see all of the darkness, all of the red everywhere because of the black smoke. Um, and so pretty much we meet a kid that is tracking down some villagers that are taking in someone that he's calling his sister, and he's trying to stop them. And of course, our characters, not knowing what the heck he's doing, and pretty much just see a kid shooting arrows at somebody, try to stop him, and come to find out it's, you know, like a sister to him is being sacrificed to this thing on the hill. And pretty much he was trying to stop it, and they just hopped in the way and, you know, pretty much ended that. So by knowing that, we're in a situation where all of the characters can really do is, you know, just go up there and pray that the thing hasn't already happened at this point. And as soon as they go up there, it hasn't, but it starts to kick off, and that's pretty much when we learned that he's blind by that smoke when it's laid out. And not to mention the centipede has such strong armor. But I thought it was pretty cool that they had the thing come out and not really kill the women, but for some reason it was like keeping them alive. Like, so she pretty much got swallowed out of her, which doesn't make sense. I think this is like where the censorship comes into play. She got swallowed up and lost all of her clothes after, so like, oh no, I might die or get hurt. Um, but after the guys who were there to watch her get eaten to make sure it actually happened or whatever, they get bodied. She gets then grabbed out of her clothes because she sacrifices herself to save the kid that was trying to help her, and she leaves everything on the ground. So we then go back and beat this monster, and when she comes out of the monster's mouth, or she comes out, she's straight up clothed again. So that's kind of the other thing about this. Like, the monster could have been taking them somewhere and having them dressed up as shrines and doing shrine stuff, you know? We don't really know. And that's why Dororo said, like, the perfect line throughout this episode, which is, I just don't understand demons. And yes, we know no one does. And that's why they then go to kill a demon without asking any questions or without caring to know, even though they fought one that seemingly had a human it truly cared about. And even because of that human, its soul started to change. So they didn't see that change in the spiritual eye, and so it's got to die. You know, if you ain't turning yellow, you got to get put down. But overall, I just got no costumes for that. I hate how they don't even give you anything for getting an A or an S. You really, really got to see just where a lot of the overall narrative of this show is kind of going, because not only are we getting more and more body parts, we're getting these interesting encounters more and more with these demons to make it feel like, sure, they're evil, but our characters any more or any less evil while they're killing some things while they might not even know truly what they're doing or truly their intention, even though this giant black cloud was going down the villages bodying people and then turned into a demon god because they started sacrificing women to it, and then those women weren't even being completely executed within a day, so there a whole day practically went by, and then they went back up on the mountain to fight again, so it goes to show you that that demon had something else in mind for the women that he was being rewarded or being offered or whatever, tributed to. And it kind of makes you wonder what was happening. But this is another reason why I love to watch the older versions of shows or like read the mangas, because if they do go into detail as to what happened, I would like to know. So, but that might just be me. I might just like the show that much that I want to see pretty much all the things that kind of accounted for these things to happen in the first place. But overall, if I do, I might make a little video about the changes from the anime and stuff like that. I don't know if I will for sure, but I hope you guys had an awesome one. I will talk to you as soon as possible, and make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that notification bell, because I will be dropping Mob Psycho a little bit later. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure you are ready and drop a like on my 2 videos that I've already dropped if you wouldn't mind. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you later. Alright, peace.